Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kieran, and today I'm going to be doing a Divine Feminine Twin Flame collective reading. Okay, so what that's going to mean is energy for the Divine Feminines. It's going to look at your headspace, it's going to look at your heart space, and then it's going to be looking at some guidance. Okay, I've got some special fun little oracle cards over here, super fun, oh my god, and we'll take a look at that stuff, and we will be applying that to what you need to know in your life at this time, and then we'll look at some action cards at the end to see what the outcome is going to be between you and your divine masculine. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started and take a look at what the divine feminines need to know. And this is always empowerment messages and stuff like that, just for the divine feminines mostly, except for the end. Where you look at the actions between the masculines, but just so you guys know where you're at and where you're headed, and so that you guys know that probably more than likely a lot of your energy is being experienced in the flow of your own life, and there's nothing too worrying to concern yourself with. Okay? Alright. Perfect. So let's get started with your energy, and let's take a look. So what is going on with the feminine energy this week? Whatever day it is, February 6th, something like that. Alright, let's take a look. Near future energy. Okay. So, where are the feminines at with their energy? What can they expect? Okay, so the first card that I got going on here is the Fool card. I think this came up last time with the feminines in the weekly reading. I don't know where, can't remember. Don't take pills, okay? Anyway, Fool energy, right? Fool energy is all about new beginnings. It is about taking leaps of faith, and it is about preparing for things, right? Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that everything is going to come to fruition in one day, but it does mean that you're willing to leave the old behind, leave the past behind, and start something new. So whether or not this is an energetic sort of realization within your own twin flame dynamic, or if you're just at a point in your life where you realize that a lot of your actions recently or your circumstances have been stagnant, and you're ready for sort of a new change in your life, the Fool energy is here to tell you that it's safe to do so, in any case that it may be, right? The sort of crow is beginning or is about to begin some kind of journey. It can, it's about to fly off. It can go anywhere that it wants, presumably. It also might get hit by a plane and get stuck in its engine, but that's neither here nor there. So, Fool energy is very positive. First card in the tarot deck, Major Arcana, very good energy to be in, because it just means that anything is possible. It doesn't mean that negative things won't happen, but it also doesn't mean that positive things won't happen either, right? So it's basically a very good card to get, especially if you've got the right attitude, okay? It's about feeling light, and a lot of you guys, of course, in your own life might be getting rid of things, decluttering your own area, your house, your emotions and stuff like that, trying to make sense of where you're going. Funnily enough, the second card that I just pulled here is the Moon card, which has to do with illusions and secrets, but it also has to do with intuition and trying to follow a dimly lit path, right? In the Rider-Waite Tarot, it's sort of like this little lobster crawling out of the ocean and trying to struggle down this little path only lit up by the moon. In this version, it's a little bit different, but the idea is the same here. You have this large shadowy figure with this crow, and of course it might seem very scary or illusionary in the dark, and things might not be lit up in the way that you're used to with the sun not being out. However, if you use your intuition to guide yourself through these confusing times, you'll be able to navigate the situations properly, right? The Moon card isn't necessarily negative, but it is sort of a test or a challenging time where you're forced to sort of use your intuition. So there might be some things where you only sort of know the next step rather than 20 or 30 steps ahead of you, and while that's sort of the general theme of the awakening, it might be extra sort of precarious at this time, and especially with that Fool energy, because you want to start something new. You want to begin something new, but you don't necessarily know how to go about doing it, and you only know maybe day by day what to do, right? And hoping that it will take shape and snowball into something bigger than even yourself, presumably, right? And like for me, I just recently moved to Toronto, right? Very big leap of faith for me. Things are working out, at least better than they were before. Much more energetic, happier, in union with my true twin flame, and things are progressing. I'm having more creative energy as well, and of course taking creative career more seriously as well, along with the YouTube channel and everything like that, spirituality of course as well. But I only know what to do day by day. I don't really know what's going to happen tomorrow, and I guess at the end of the day none of us really do, because we could get hit by a bus or choke on a hot dog. So that's really it, hot dog or bus. So use your intuition at this time. You guys might be feeling a little bit confused, but don't worry so much because that's just part of the territory, okay? Now, the great news about that is we have the Two of Wands, which is a great card for travel or planning and stuff like that, but a lot of you guys are probably planning for your future. You do have two crows here. Could be that couple, right? The sort of partnership with you guys are in right now, of course. Looking to, of course, traverse the world and see where you guys can go. Right? The card is very good for planning and preparation. It's essentially like that kind of energy of planning for a trip. You know, you've got some idea of where you want to go, and you're preparing to take that lift off, preparing to get ready for that trip, right? So you have this energy of a little bit of excitement, some sort of passionate energy coming along here. Again, you have those flowers for the springtime, and you got some flowers with the Fool card as well. But a lot of you guys might be wanting a vacation right now, and if it's not something as similar as that, you guys might be wanting to start something new or pursue your own creative goals, and I think a lot of that stuff is taking off at this time, especially with that too. Because, sorry, I have gum in my mouth, and I almost choked on it and died. Anyway, it's alright, not yet, not gonna die yet. Two of Wands, and sort of if you're beginning to, or you want to begin to start something creatively, project businesses, a lot of you guys might be starting or dealing with right now, then you have that card to sort of suggest that it's a good time to plan and prepare for it, and that energy is there for you to do so, okay? So, perfect. We have the Wheel of Fortune card, right? Major Arcana. You got 3 major arcanas going on now. Wheel of Fortune is all about destiny. It's about changes coming in that are divine timing that you have no real control over. Remember, we're just the actors in our lives. A lot of us think that the actions that we're doing is actually our own. Not so much. I mean, you could definitely make an argument that it's your soul, definitely, but that's your true self, not this human sort of incarnation. So anytime you guys are feeling stressed, it's a good card to get with the Wheel of Fortune, because it's sort of suggesting that, hey, you know, that period of bad luck or that downturn that you're in, it's actually going to be changing for the better, right? So you have this Wheel of Fortune, meaning that things are about to start going in your favor now. You can start getting that destiny coming in, being in the flow of your own life. Oftentimes, we get so preoccupied with responsibilities, burdens, what we think we should focus on, all of our attachments to things, that we forget that we are primarily here, of course, yes, to within this relationship, of course, to experience this relationship, to learn, to grow, to help others, to ascend the planet, but we're not here necessarily to suffer. We're here to be in the flow of our own life and to be prosperous and abundant. And once you can be into that flow and let go of a lot of that pain and suffering, you can start experiencing sort of a truer, sort of divine essence of what you might have been expecting on this spiritual journey. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune is coming in there to say that, hey, things are about to change. Don't give up just yet, despite some of the confusion and maybe a little bit of the patience that comes along with the Two of Wands. Okay, because the Two of Wands is a good card to get, but it isn't like fiery. It isn't like the Four of Wands or Six of Wands or Eight of Wands, Knight of Wands, Page of Wands. It's not that fast. It's about waiting a little bit. Okay, but Wheel of Fortune coming after is saying that your patience is almost over, so it's almost like if you guys have been wanting for something, waiting for something, patience is coming in here, right? There is a little bit of patience left, right? We then have the Five of Swords, which is about conflict and defeat a little bit. So after the Wheel of Fortune, it would of course mean that things turning, but it doesn't mean necessarily that things are turning into a negative favor. However, it does mean that a lot of you are going to be walking away from situations. Okay, because you can see with this crow, there's a couple of dead crows already flown away, and this crow right here sort of essentially taking what it can, these swords, and walking away from the battle, saving some face, saving some pride, and deciding that it's better, its time and energy is better used for other pursuits, right? That there are things that are, its energy, your energy could be spent elsewhere, right? So again, walking away from things that no longer matter, and trying to find things that do serve your interests, right? So, Wheel of Fortunes. But, of course, some of you might be experiencing some sort of conflict or pain energy, because we do have the Death card, okay? So, this is turning into transformative period. So as you guys sort of go through this journey that you're on right now with your own awakening journey, you have this conflict and defeat with losses in your life, with things that you've given up on, and with this Death card, which is sort of transformative energy. Now, it doesn't mean a physical death, though. I hope that none of you do actually physically die. But as a transformative energy, it's talking about rebirth, right? It's talking about a period of your life coming to a close. Now, whether or not this has to do with your twin flame relationship, that remains to be seen. Whether or not it has to do with a period of your life, with work life, things like that. I know so many of you who are transitioning from different careers. You guys are becoming more spiritually awakened, more in tune with yourselves. And as that happens, of course, Wheel of Fortune is coming in here to say that, well, some of you guys are going to be walking away from situations. And as you walk away, you're going to be ending a cycle, death energy, right? It's never as negative as it seems, even though having after the Wheel of Fortune is sort of suggestive that, yes, there is this sort of destiny coming in here where you're walking away from something where you are transforming. But it's a choice, and it's you finally deciding to give up things. Again, you guys are starting this new Fool energy. So again, you guys are wanting to begin something, right? Wanting to start something new. There's some confusion and illusions, but you know to trust your intuition. There's a little bit of patience. You guys are planning, but the Wheel of Fortune is coming in, of course, to say that, fate is turning in your favor, and it's safe to walk away from things. But of course, as you walk away from situations, people, things like that, any negative energies in your life, you may experience some conflict or defeat because, of course, even bad friends, if, for example, you're moving away from negative friends that have influenced your life in a sort of hectic, chaotic way, it's still not necessarily easy removing yourself from toxic family members or toxic jobs, people, partners, and things like that. It always involves some sort of walking away, defeat in a way, right? And then, again, leading towards that transformation. And now let's get one more card to see what would happen after this transformation that we can get. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles is essentially a card, like the Two of Wands. It's about your hard work sort of beginning to pay off. You can see this crow sort of resting here, resting on the pentacles that it's earned so far, right? The Eight of Pentacles is sort of like you're getting into this where you have to keep working, hard work and stuff like that. But the Seven of Pentacles is sort of like you've worked very hard. Of course, there's a message here of do not give up. Keep working on your things because you actually have a lot you have a lot to be grateful for. There are some things. So what this is telling me after the death energy is that a lot of you guys are going to sort of have a sort of reward or something for your time spent, for your energies, sort of the things that you've removed from your life. Seven of Pentacles is coming in here to sort of say, also don't give up, but that you do have some things to be grateful for, and there is sort of a reward at the end where you can sort of relax and take a break a little bit. So after you go through this transformative period, if you are in this sort of energy where you feel like taking a leap of faith, yes, there's going to be some endings, some transformations and stuff like that, some death energy, old things leaving your life, but the Seven of Pentacles is essentially saying that you're going to get this reward. There is going to be some, effort, of course, as well, taking place on your end as well. But I think a lot of you guys are going to be okay with that. So whether or not you choose to work harder, whether or not you do focus or find something new in your life, the Seven of Pentacles is here to also say, as a reminder, don't give up. Don't feel that there is some sort of final ending or what you're going through is a sort of finality of your own life. It's not that case. It's not the case at all. Seven of Pentacles, don't give up. Things are going to get better, okay? And especially in terms of finances, it's a good card just as an energy, which is sort of just suggestive that, there might be some extra finances going around and stuff like that, okay? So, let us continue on. I'm going to go with your head space and your heart space now, okay? So with the headspace for you guys, I want to find out where your mind's at with this twin flame relationship, what you're thinking about at this time, and of course, what it may mean for you, especially with all this energy up here, okay? So what is going on with the feminine's headspace? What is going on? How are they viewing their twin flame relationship? How is their mental state at this time? Okay, so we do have the Queen of Wands, so a lot of you guys are, I think, getting into some empowered energy. Guys, this is the creative sort of feminine card influence, very fiery, very passionate, very creative kind of person, right? In your headspace, as far as this relationship goes, you guys might be taking charge of your own life right now at this time. You guys might have waited long enough. You guys might, if you are in union or talking or close to it, you guys just might be feeling much more passionate at this time, focused on your own creative enterprises, right? Trying to be your own queen, and the queen, of course, takes things, right? Now we do have the Seven of Wands, which might make a lot of sense because as the Queen of Wands, you're focusing on yourself. You're trying to, of course, create and manifest the things into your own life, be that empowered energy. Queen of Wands, think Beyonce, something like that, right? And then the Seven of Wands is about standing tall, defending yourself, right? Reached hard for your position, especially within this relationship. So as far as the twin flame relationship goes, you guys are defensive, probably don't want to be vulnerable at this time, probably want to be in your own power, stand tall. I think a lot of you guys have been through a lot of things, overcome a lot of obstacles, and so right now in your own life, you guys, especially if you're in separation, might be feeling very guarded against other people who are trying to tear you down at this time. Right? Whether or not it's people trying to tear you away from your twin flame, whether or not it's karmic situations, whether or not it's just the energy, you guys are trying to stand tall at this moment, and you guys might even be defending this relationship, of course, to other people, even towards yourself, and a lot of you guys might be, of course, because of this high position, learning to look at things in a new way, and of course, adjust to your own power. A lot of you guys are discovering your power this year, and currently at this very moment. And then we have the Five of Cups to sort of indicate that, some of you guys might be looking at the past and feeling a bit melancholic, focusing on what has been lost, spilled milk, essentially, rather than what you have. And again, up there when I was talking about being grateful. Because there are things to be grateful for. You do have some cups, so some of you might be focusing on the loss of your relationship at this time. Again, general reading, doesn't have to be all of you people, but temporary energy with the five. Five's about change, instability, of course, but some of you guys just might be thinking about the losses that have occurred in your relationship, and of course, wondering if there is anything in your life that can make you happy at this time with those Two of Cups, right? which is understandable, I think, right? We all get like that, but remember to not be lost in the emotions, right? Don't be too sad, don't get down too much, allow yourself to grieve and cry if there have been some losses, especially with that sort of Five of Swords up there, but remember what you do have, and remember that there's always a future. It's kind of funny that with this crow facing the past, you can consider this in the present moment, and this sort of the future, if you even want to think about it like that. And if you're constantly looking at the past, you can't live in the present, which means that you'll never get to the future, right? And it's sort of just a pithy way of saying to, remove the guilt and all that stuff from the past. Let whatever happens happen. It's no big deal. Focus on the present so that you can get those Two Cups, so that you can appreciate the cups that you already have. And of course, whatever's spilt will wash away. It will rain. It will become part of the ocean. It won't matter, and there'll be more cups along this way. Right, because again, we're transitioning into that Ten of Cups, right? Halfway through. So again, it has this element of patience for you guys. Okay, so let's take a look at your heart space. Your mental state, again, maybe focused on your career and money at this time. You're maybe not in the best emotional place for many of you. But let's take a look at the heart space for you guys. How you're feeling at this time with your relationship. Okay, and again, this doesn't have to apply to everybody, right? I read different collectives sometimes. Sometimes the energy picks up different sort of twin flame groups of people, right? There's different groups that are cycles, you can call them, I suppose. Different age groups, different generations of twins. And so this is looking like one for you guys that are in separation. That's the energy that I get. Okay, so let's take a look at your heart space and see what's going on. So the heart space for the feminines, we have the Eight of Swords. So again, your emotions might be feeling trapped. You might even be trapped by your emotions again with the Five of Cups. But the Eight of Swords here is about being trapped in fear, right? These swords representing fear, blocking this crow, blindfolded, right? Can't see past anything. And again, you have those Moon card up there, right? But this is all about fear, and of course, it's self-imposed fear, right? A lot of you guys might at this time be very scared of taking those moves, making the moves that are necessary at this time, and even applying them into your own life, not sure how to remove the blindfold in your own life right now. And that can lead to feeling like you're a victim of your life, But remember, guys, you, of course, are the creator of your own reality. I know that seems kind of silly, and probably heard many spiritual people say that, but quite literally, um, you know, life isn't perfect, right? So why would you expect yourself to be perfect? And when you can let go of sort of your own fear and just accept things for what they are, you can start to watch the blindfold sort of slip away, and you'll realize that, you're sort of doing this to yourself. There's no reason to be taking this all so seriously. It is kind of safe to say fuck it and just, go eat some ice cream, go see a movie, and just give up on the day. Like, it really doesn't matter that much. Enjoy life a little bit more. Try not to be so trapped. But you do have that fear energy in your heart space, so again, it is sort of suggestive that, you might be feeling trapped by this relationship, not sure how to proceed, and the separation that you guys are in might be difficult for you to handle right now. We do have the Hermit card, so again, separation. This does seem to be a reading for the separation sort of collective for those of you who have been in separation for quite a bit. The Hermit card, of course, about being alone, spending time with your own thoughts, so your own heart again. You might be feeling isolated, alone, but there is some wisdom to be gained in this moment, right? Separation is a time for gaining clarity and insight about your own life. While you had that Queen of Wands, it's a time for you to become empowered. I've had to go through separation. I've also experienced a false twin flame relationship to prepare me for a new one, or a real one, I should say. Not a new false twin relationship, but a true twin, right? And I got 2 years of sort of hermit energy because of that false twin flame relationship. Some of you guys never met your false twin, and some of you guys may never do that. It's a lesson that I had to learn and others had to learn as well. But for this sort of collective, you guys are in the separation energy, but while you're in separation, it's a time to learn and grow. While I was in that separation from the false twin, I learned so much about myself, grew, discovered new things, discovered new passions, became more authentic as I pulled away from all of the pain that was constantly reflected at me. So again, if you're in that sort of situation with a twin, or even a false twin, of course, remember to be alone and learn. Find some inner wisdom, because it's there inside of your heart space, right? So again, you guys just might be feeling left out in the cold again. It is winter time right now. The snow, of course, there is that separation energy. Which makes sense with your Five of Cups, right? But the good news is we do have the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands is, again, sort of about that crow, like the Fool card, about to take that leap, fly off somewhere. And it is about action and adventure. You guys did have the Two of Wands up there, so this is sort of suggestive that there may be some good news on the way. There is some planning, some trips ahead, busier action, taking place in your life in the near future. So inside of your heart space, this is sort of suggestive that there is some hope. There is some hope left inside of you. You have that star up there. And this is also, of course, that yearning for your twin, and, of course, trying to figure out where it is that you want to go in life, whether or not that's with your twin or not with your twin. But of course, you could even be thinking about traveling towards your twin, or wishing that they would travel towards you, or even, wanting things to pick up in your life, in your heart space, wanting there to be more emotions between the two of you. But largely, it feels mostly like there is a deep yearning for action and adventure in your life, where you want more than anything to start a new cycle in your life, regardless of who's with you. And that's why you have that Fool energy, and that's why you have the Queen of Wands. Okay? And again, that's also why you have the Death energy in your energy for this sort of time period, because as you transform and ascend in your own spiritual growth, you are removing negative energy from your life, and that may be coming from your twin flame relationship in some form, even if it's self-imposed, or it could just be other areas of your life, right? Again, this does feel like a separation for a lot of you guys that have already been in separation, okay? Okay, so let's now go on to the, what is it? What the hell? What am I doing, guys? Let's go on to the actions, the outcome for you and your Divine Masculine, right? So we're going to take a look and see what what actions the masculines are going to be taking towards this group of feminines in the near future, okay? So what actions are the masculines going to be taking towards this group of feminines? Okay, so we have the Ten of Wands, okay? Sort of indication of responsibilities and burdens. Knight of Wands, events picking up. That's very nice to see after the Ten of Wands. It's almost very suggestive that they are going to be putting down a lot of the burdens, taking you sort of all the responsibilities and things that have weighed you guys down. It's almost like they're going to be flying towards you guys to put them down. And then that Knight of Wands, that events in your life are going to pick up quite quickly, and that there is going to be a lot of communication, whether that's email, text messages, or actual travel. There is going to be a huge uptake in your own life with a surge of energy for you guys. Right, we do have the Strength card after, so courage, determination coming in, learning to temper your own inner strength, learning to use your power in a graceful way. Four of Pentacles, right, wanting to not let go of things, not wanting to be vulnerable, right, holding on to finances too tightly. As an action, it would sort of suggest that they might be a little bit withholding, and that's why you have that after that Strength card. Ten of Swords, endings, right? Endings in the mental body here. And then finally, what can I get for this group of masculines? What actions are they going to be taking towards their feminines at this time? Five of Wands, conflict, arguments. And then both these cards came out. Usually I'd only pull one, but we have the Justice card about bringing in balance and truth, and then we have the Magician, which is about manifesting, right? And again, new beginnings. So this is kind of a weird reading for you guys, because usually it's kind of negative. I mean, usually it isn't, but for whatever collective I'm reading for, the energy is sort of very chaotic. This might be for a lot of you who again have been in separation for quite a long time, whether a year, 6 months to a year, 2 years, things like that, right? So anyway, actions, right? I already mentioned the first two, putting down a lot of responsibilities and burdens and coming in quite quickly. So again, your life and you guys' connection picking up pace a lot, right? As that happens, though, it's going to bring in a new strength to the relationship, right? New energy coming in. Even separate from your masculine, it could just be for you guys, again, sort of putting down those responsibilities, allowing yourself to be free, and allowing your own life to pick up pace, and allowing anything that's stagnant to die away, and you guys having this renewed strength and this energy, because the Four of Pentacles is sort of suggestive that as an action card, they might be, they might want to, they might want to share what they do have, or they might just not have a lot right now, so they feel like they can't. As masculines, it also could just mean that they're holding on to their emotions at the time, not wanting to give up those pentacles. Four of Pentacles isn't like a lot of action, so it's sort of suggestive that when it comes to finances, there might be some sort of stagnation, which would explain the Ten of Swords and the Five of Wands. Again, the conflict and the arguments that you guys may have. You guys might, again, be reaching out to a twin flame relationship. Whatever's happening with this Knight of Wands, as things pick up, there might just be some arguments and stuff, because as sort of, it's almost like there's this final conversation for a lot of you guys here. It's like where you finally had enough waiting, and it's time for you guys to put situations to an end, finally ending. You guys did have that Five of Swords in your energy, so here we have that final death right here, with just things just ending, right? A bullshit cycle ending, and just giving up on an entire situation that has not served you, right? Knight of Wands, yes, things are picking up. Yes, you're going to have the strength, but the reason that you have the strength before the Ten of Swords is because you're going to have the strength to end conflict, right? Because the Ten of Swords is like, it's ending things, but then you have the Five of Wands, suggestive that this competition and debate, there's this truth coming in, this justice, balance being restored to your life. All of this bullshit that's going on here in the middle with the Four of, not wanting to commit, not wanting to let go of certain situations, karmic opportunity, karmic lessons, not wanting to share finances, not wanting to be vulnerable with emotions, wanting to hold on too greedily to life situations. I think a lot of you guys, a lot of these masculines coming in, putting an end, probably dying in the metaphysical sense as well. And then there is conflict and arguments, but as you guys conflict and you argue, right, a lot of you guys coming to this sort of, okay, you guys have been in separation, but things pick up, you've had the strength to get this far, and whoever communicates first, there's this conflict, and you guys talk about everything openly. And as you do that, there's an equilibrium and a balance restored to your life, right? There's this sort of bringing in this truth to the relationship where there finally is some sort of clarity and much needed information and wisdom bringing in here, so that you feminines can sort of be equal in your own lives again, and that you're more on equal footing, right? You guys shouldn't have to walk on eggshells around your twin. That's actually not a very good sign of being in a twin flame relationship. And so again, if a lot of you guys have been feeling sort of upset, it's time to sort of let it flood, speak your truth essentially. But it seems that they're going to be coming in. You guys are both coming into this sort of conflict energy here, where things need to be said so the past can die, right? And then the Magician card to say that you're manifesting this new beginning with that Fool card, and that they are themselves coming in here as the Magician to manifest a beginning in your relationship, right? So in order for this Magician, in order for this energy to come in, pull that rabbit out of the hat, pull the trick, make things new again, some things have to end. Arguments or debates or conflict might have to be had at this time, but ultimately things are going to be picking up between the two of you. Things are coming, because even if it seems sort of negative, the fact that it's happening at all is a good sign, because it's that sort of energy of the souls coming in here for the collective, of course, because the world needs twin flames to be unconditional, loving beings, so that you can bring in the change of the world needs at this time, right? Because remember, the twin flame relationship is more than just about you, okay? So again, having the strength to complete this whole journey, this whole cycle coming to an end. So for a lot of you guys in separation, big end coming. Big end coming to the separation. But what that might mean is a huge sort of blow up, conflict, argument, but then a balance. Okay? And then a new beginning with that Magician card. Manifestation. Okay? So ultimately, whatever collective I'm reading for right now, things are changing, switching up a lot for you guys, okay? But let me get some guidance for the feminines right now. What guidance do you have for the feminine collective at this time? What can you tell me? What do they need to know during this time? Okay, I'm going to get 3 cards. Okay, what did I said about balance, right? Look at this card. Relationship balance. Maple. Okay? That's pretty interesting. We then have more balance, the Beach card here, healing and balance. Jesus, guys, I can't make that shit up. Alright, and then one more card, Lake and Pond, Spirit is About. Okay, so I'm going to read these for you, take a look at them, starting with Maple, wherever the hell that is, probably under the M. Okay, so, here we go. Opportunity to restore and establish greater balance in your personal and business relationships is at hand. Relationships now hold sweet promise and are moving into higher aspirations. The inner fires are being awakened, and this will strengthen relationships, making them healthier. As a result, your intuition is sharper and your creativity is stronger. So again, as a guidance card, again, it's saying that there is some balance coming into this sort of connection that you guys are having, right? So while things might be shaky right now, there may be some upcoming conflict, there may be recent conflict, even if it's energetic conflict, things are about to be restored, and then moving into the Beach, which is healing and balance, some more balance coming in, so double balance for you guys. Let me see, where is it at? Here we go. So, beaches are mystical places, doorways to the spirit world, and doorways and new realms can be unbalancing at times. As you pursue new endeavors, make sure that you stay balanced. Stay grounded, and healing and creativity will unfold in a much more productive manner. So this is saying that while there's balance coming into your relationship from a universal sense, divine timing, right? You also have to be a co-creator of that balance, doing things that help you feel balanced. Focusing on your root chakra, doing stretching in the morning, eating healthier, meditating or being in stillness, trying to connect to your thoughts, cataloging your thoughts, journaling them, allowing yourself to express yourself creatively, speaking your truth, doing things that you've wanted to do, taking small little risks, spending time in nature if you can, taking walks, things like that, treating yourself, massages, masturbating in the bathtub. I don't know what it is that you guys do to bring in balance into your life, but do those things, okay? Now, finally, Lake and Pond. And trust me, guys, things really aren't as bad as they seem. I know that it's hard on this journey, but because this reading did seem kind of I mean, it's powerfully negative in a sense. It's not too negative to say that there isn't anything good coming. It's just that there's a transformative time right now. But I know that that's difficult. I've been through it. Trust me, I understand pain and suffering. I think more than most people. Maybe not on the planet. Maybe I've never been beaten to death or starving to death. Point is, a lot of people with worse lives than me, but I've experienced quite a lot for a single lifetime here at the age of 26. And I can tell you guys, I still somehow have a sense of humor, and it's probably the only thing that's kept me from killing myself, to be quite honest. But anyway, let's move on to something different. Lake and pond, spirit is about, okay? So, lakes and ponds are an oasis of wildlife and vegetation, and now is a time for an oasis in your own life. Find time to rejuvenate and nourish yourself in body, mind, and spirit. Again, kind of what I was just saying. The spirits are working to restore balance in your endeavors. 3 balance is Jesus, and you will soon experience the results. Trust that spirits will heal and help you in every aspect of your life right now. Open your heart to them. Simply ask in quiet prayer, and they will respond. So again, connecting to that sort of angelic realm, your spirit guides, however you choose to see the positive energy around you. Ultimately, at the end of the day, they're just positive energies that have that are sort of here to help you and guide you specifically, depending on your soul. But of course, call upon whatever spirit or angel that you are the most called to, and they will come in. Archangel Michael is a super powerful one for confidence, but I have my own spirit guides as well. But guys, doing things that nurture you and nourishing yourself, eating healthily, whatever that means for you guys. But again, taking time to relax and rejuvenate, because things are going to get better, so why not focus on making yourself happy right now at this moment? You can't make the past version of yourself happy. You just can't do it. That version of yourself is already gone, okay? It's already experienced everything that it experienced. And the future you hasn't happened yet. You can't worry about the future you, but you can worry about you right now, and that will help you become better in the future, and it will also at the same time help you let go of the past, right? So take some time right now to, if you're watching this message and you do resonate with it, if you do feel that you're in this type of situation right now in your divine counterpart relationship here, please, I implore you to take time for yourself. Try to spend the rest of the day just worrying about this day right now, and do something that you care about or that you like doing, and then let me know what happened at the end, right? Because when you relax and you actually let go of everything and you just enjoy the day, you actually feel a lot better. Okay, guys, so real quick, I don't know if a lot of you guys are going to be watching all the way to the end. I should have mentioned this in the beginning, but I didn't, so that's too bad. But if you did make it all the way to the end of the video, then I have a message for you guys, and that message is I'm going to be doing a free reading giveaway. I try to do these once a month just to show you guys that I appreciate you for subscribing and, you know, purchasing the readings that you often do. And so I'm going to be only doing one, maybe not that big of a deal, but it is something that to give away. I'm going to announce it on Valentine's Day, February 14th. So if you guys would like a free reading and would like to be considered for one, just leave a comment that says I'd like a free reading, and I will get those comments obviously, and then I will do a video like I did last time where I will just sort of do a small YouTube video where I just pull names from a hat so you see that I'm not just choosing it on breast size or something stupid like that, right? That would be completely random, okay? So again, free reading. I'll announce the winner on February 14th, but if you want a free reading, guys, just comment down below, and again, I'll pick the winner on Valentine's Day. Okay, guys? Perfect. So I hope this reading resonated with you guys, and sorry that I wish it was a little bit more positive for you guys, but again, always trying to be honest and helpful. So hopefully this reading resonated and helped you guys in some small way. Alright, guys, talk to you soon. Bye.